Wake up, I gotta go get it. Wake up, I gotta.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, College Couch Podcast, back in session. Back in session. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Javaris here, Stackz Delbridge, forever in the building. Stackz, brother, you know what today is?
1 year.
1
Yeah.
year. Wow. Who would have thought? Certainly not me.
I said it in the beginning. You know, we we
It's,
we we've been at this thing for a minute now, so it
yep,
feels good. It feels
it
good.
feels great, man. I couldn't ask to have a better partner in crime with, and I mean, bro, it's been a blessing. But we'll hit on that later on. We'll get emotional later on in the episode, brother. We got some business to get to. I mean, it's been another. I would say this week was a lot better than week 2. Week 3
Yeah,
was a lot better than week 2.
for sure, for sure. This
Yeah.
was well. Well, depending on who you was going for.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think this week was uh continues to prove what I already said, that the talent gap is closing,
Mm-hmm.
and it's literally any given Saturday. You know, you can go down. You
Right.
know, don't matter what it is. So yeah, yeah, definitely one of the better weekends I've witnessed as far as like entertainment wise. I say that. I say that.
Absolutely, I can definitely agree to that, brother. We have to we gotta start off with the game of the year, in my opinion. This Memphis and Florida State game.
But
Go ahead.
beautiful, beautiful. Memphis handled business.
Oh,
Hey,
it
hey,
was
I got the shirt on the way.
on the way. We
On the
listen.
way.
We are going to hold up to our agreement. We have Memphis
Man,
gear on the way.
Memphis, y'all handle business.
I love it. I love it. But yeah,
And,
man,
and, and and kudos to you too, my brother. You called it early.
bro,
And
6.5. That 6.5 gonna slide every time, brother. I don't know. I just had a feeling, and I was just like, bro, like that has to cash. That 6.5 has to cash. So luckily, Memphis got it done in great fashion. And yeah, man, it was a great weekend. But yeah, bro, let's get into these statisticals, as I say. Um, DJU 201 passing yards, 1 interception. But man, that Memphis defense looked really, really solid for the most part.
yeah, I mean they play good.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think I don't know. I just think there's something going on between the ears for DJ.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my
Um,
goodness.
yeah, I just think something is going on between the ears that we don't know. I don't know, like, cause I don't know if it's coaching. I don't know if he's just not seeing the field well, or I don't even know if he just doesn't know how to read a defense. Because I mean, come on, man. Like like first year you started, I can understand. Second year, you get a little bit of a pass. Okay, now you know what I'm saying. You on your third season with your third team. Like you should be done figured it out.
Mm.
Like I mean. We college football is the business of winning football games. They don't care who you is. From Colorado to Bama to Memphis, winning football games. That's what it's about. You know. And then it goes into the fashion that you win them. So I don't know what he got going on. So
It really. I mean, you bring up a good point as far as it could be something, but at the same time, he's had some great moments at his previous schools with Oregon State and Clemson. Like, we know he can throw the ball, but what is holding him back from doing so? What is holding him back from completing his job as a quarterback, as a college quarterback at that? Like, the last thing you want to see is this kid like have some mental breakdown to where he's like, all right, bro, I've had enough. And the unthinkable happens. You know what I'm saying? What
well,
is what is it that is holding this guy back from
like I said,
completing
it's
the
between
job?
the years. Like it just to me, it just don't seem like he can read the defense that well. He's just making poor decisions. Like I just think that the I don't know. To me, from what it seems, I could be completely wrong. It just depends. To me, it just seems like he depends on his talent.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Outside of getting better, like you know what I'm saying. Like I don't see the will. I mean, and it could be a situation. It could be that he just fell out of love with football, but um, it just don't seem to me like he's just got that desire to be better. Like you know what I'm saying? That just doesn't. I just don't see it. You know, him reading the defenses is not. You know, and it's also not just on him. Honestly, I mean the rest of Florida State, uh, they don't look into it either. Like I mean, I saw a clip of them at practice having a water gun fight behind DJ Ugalele. You know what I'm saying? While he was practicing. So I mean, it could very well just be from the top. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like just scrap the whole program at this point. You know, and
I want to ask you this. You made a great point. Now you're saying that there could be a leadership. There could be a leadership issue. There could be a number of issues. But do you feel like that they could or potentially may win a game this season, even after starting 0-3?
I mean, I have no doubt that they'll win at least a game or two. I mean, just because one, they have the talent too. Like, let's not get it twisted. They still have talent. It's just it goes to show you that you can have all the talent in the world if you're not, you know, making them work or making them better and having and building that chemistry with each other. It's not gonna work.
Yeah.
You know. So I think they can win some games because I mean, like uh, because I mean the rest of their schedule. I mean, it's not. I'm not saying that it's a cupcake schedule by no stretch, but it's some winnable games on there. Like, shoot, these
Well.
last three were winnable. You
Mhm.
know what I'm saying? So I mean, it's just a matter of if they want to win. Like, do they do? I mean, me personally, I would be tired of being talked about like that, knowing that we better than that. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna take one player. All it's gonna take is one player, and I think it needs to be DJ. Me personally, just
Mhm.
to step up and be like, look, man, we playing like terrible. Like we can turn this thing around. Let's win out. Like you know what I'm saying. Whether we make playoffs or not, let's win out. You know what I'm saying? Because you went out, you still only got 3 losses. Yeah, they were unranked teams at the time, but if those teams turn around and end up being, you know, some kind of decent moving forward, you know, your hopes are still there. So I mean, it's not too late. It's only, you know. So I mean,
Well,
it's yeah. I mean, but that's just me. That's just me.
they're facing a team that Auburn has saw, in recent weeks. They're playing Cal. So me personally, from what I saw with Cal playing Auburn, no offense to you,
No, no,
I
ain't
don't
no.
I don't think I don't think they're going to be able to come away with a win, in the upcoming
I think they
this
can
weekend.
win. Will they win? No. But do
No.
I think they can? Yes.
Uh-huh.
Because I mean, Cal didn't do anything special from what I saw. I just think it's from what I saw when I was watching the game. I just think it was poor decision making.
Mhm.
So, but going along with that, DJ, oh my goodness, he has made some questionable decisions on throwing the ball. So if quarterback play is spotty, I don't see them coming out with it. But they can win. They can beat Cal. Shoot, we should have beat Cal. We could have beat Cal. So I mean, I think Cal is very beatable for Florida State. But I don't think that Florida State got it between the ears right now. I just think they're treating this like a walk in the park, like whatever. Like we 0-3, so what? No championship chances or whatever.
Yeah. And
That's
it sucks for that fan base because I mean, you could tell like they were just I mean, of course they came into the game, with high hopes, but then probably by that second half, they were just like, okay, like this is not going to end the way we think it is. So like, let's go ahead and just
I mean,
go ahead and
for any
start filing
fan
out
base,
now.
yeah, but for any fan base, okay, you lose a game, you're like, all right, like we past years, you lose a game, it's like, all right, well, no more championship for us. But
Mhm.
this year, you kind of got some hope. Like, okay, we lost 2 games. I mean, Boston College definitely looked better than what they had in previous years. Like, you know what I'm saying? Are they a championship team? No, not right now. But they look good. Like they didn't look super bad. They didn't look super terrible. Is Georgia Tech Are they a championship team? No. Did they look good? Yeah, they look good. They've looked good thus far. I mean, they've looked better than I've seen them in a long time. So I mean, it gives you got hope now. So for that fan base, yeah, I mean, it's just like no way. Okay, yeah, we lost 2 games, but we still can make this thing turn around, which should have happened. But yeah, I mean, it sucks. It sucks. Trust me, I understand. I mean, I'm not 0-3, but I
Yeah.
understand.
So I mean, listen, we have some ties to the Memphis program, and from what we heard, like the locker room was ecstatic, of course, beating a top Power 4 program like Florida State. So Memphis is on fire right now. Memphis is hot. Like Memphis is ready to continue their dominance right now. So again, big win for the program, big program win, especially after pretty much being, I want to say they were underdogs in that game. They were like, yeah, because Florida
Yeah,
State was 6.5. So yeah, they were the underdogs. So
they were
you know,
underdog, not by
yes,
much,
yeah,
shockingly, but they
yeah.
were.
But
I mean,
to get a
but
win
for
like that,
them, do not let it go to your head, because now you are the hunted.
mm-hmm,
Now you don't put people on notice. So now, because I know a lot of times teams will go on and beat a big time school and think they don't won the Super Bowl, much like Falcons and the Eagles or whatever, feel like they won a championship,
yeah,
but then the rest of the season be poo. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, that's a big win. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to discredit that at all. That's a huge win, you know. But you still got a job to do. This is not this. It's the beginning of the season. Like, it's not gonna, you know what I'm saying? Nothing's going away. Don't take anybody lightly. So if they can capitalize and have the mindset they had going into the Florida State game, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, we can beat this team.
yeah.
We're better than this team. We can do this. We can do that and now that, and not take no team lightly. The sky's the limit for Memphis this year.
Oh yeah. They play another undefeated Navy team. Of course we see the trickery that Navy can come up with as far as that they are still. I haven't watched a Navy game in a while, so forgive me. But when I used to, they were still running the triple option. So I don't know if that's still a thing in in the Navy. But they can definitely get sneaky and come off with a win too. So hopefully Memphis is prepared for that this upcoming weekend as well, playing against Navy. But again, great win for Memphis. I don't have anything else. Listen, the gear is coming in. We are going to wear the Memphis gear. I promise you. But I think it's a time to get serious now. Since we've gotten off of that, brother. Let me just go ahead and put this off to the side here. Every morning I wake up, I pray to my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ to wake me up from the everlasting nightmare of Mike Bobo running an offense at the University of Georgia. You know better than I know because you've had Mike Bobo as your OC too at Auburn. And my goodness, the offense is just too predictable. It's too predictable. Bubble screen, run up the middle, bubble screen, run up the middle, short pass, bubble screen. I'm tired. I'm tired. Like when before Todd Monken took the job with the Ravens, I feel like defenses feared playing against Georgia because they didn't know what to expect from Todd Monken. They didn't know what to expect from Stetson
I
Bennett.
would, not to cut you off, but yeah, don't get me wrong, Todd Monken was a great offensive coordinator, but you got a little bit of a different dynamic,
Mm-hmm.
now that you got Carson Beck. Can Carson Beck sling it? Of course he can. But he doesn't have the big play mobility or the big play threat that Bennett had
Mm-hmm.
in college. Now I'm not saying like in NFL all this type of stuff. No, I'm not saying that Bennett is a better quarterback. Anything. It's just that when you have a quarterback that can potentially score whenever he tucks it and runs, that creates a whole other dynamic. And then you have a Brock Bowers Then you got, you know what I'm saying? Like you got beasts all across the board. You got, even though I pick on him a lot. You got well, shoot, what's his name? Oh
From
man,
last year.
Lad
From last.
McConkey. You
Oh
got
yeah,
Lad.
last.
You got Lad. You got a guy like Lad who has the speed to score whenever. So you got a whole dynamic, and it all starts with the quarterback. So in his defense, he doesn't. I mean, Beck can run. He can get you. You know, what I'm saying, he'll get you 6, 7 yards, sometimes 10. Don't get me wrong, when he really needs to, but he's most of the time he's not tucking it and running. Like Beck is not gonna tuck. Like he's not. He gets those yards because nobody believes he's gonna run it.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So the dynamics is a little bit different. That now I say all that to say that don't give Mike Bobo any excuses, but in his defense, his personnel is a little bit different than personnel that y'all have had with the championship teams. You know what I'm saying? Just a little bit different.
Yeah.
Now, there's no excuse. They should still be able to get it done with the talent that you guys have. So,
Right.
but
And
I
and
just
that's
want
and that's the thing. Like, I think the thing that really drove me up a wall was just people like so content with, well, a win is a win. Like, we play Alabama in 2 weeks. We play Alabama in 2 weeks, a team that we genuinely struggle against early. So for us to be so content with, well, a win is a win. I hope y'all can still be the same nonchalant when we play Alabama in 2 weeks, and you kind of on edge because things aren't going the way it is. Well, think of 2 weeks ago how you were just content with a 13-12 win against Kentucky. Now, not to take away from Kentucky. I mean, Kentucky. Me personally, I feel like the really sneaky good teams in the SEC are usually Mizzou, Kentucky. I mean, maybe Vandy here and there, but really,
to
it's
South Carolina. Vandy
yeah,
just got me.
yeah. Well, those are really the teams that are gonna, that punch you in the mouth, and you don't expect it. So I want fans to really get out of that mood of being nonchalant right now because it's not the time. We're now in a college football playoff where the committee is going to go back and look at this game and say, well, that's a 1 point win. I don't think they need to make it in the playoffs. It just happened to Florida State last season. One minor, something that Florida State couldn't even control, where they lost their starting quarterback and they lost their position in the playoffs. So I don't want us to get too laid back. It's still too early in the season. Really, we don't need to be laid back at all. Like, it's no need for it because we have to play Alabama, Texas, Ole Miss, and now ESPN are saying that we're probably going to end up losing those games, which is, I mean, ESPN, they could be here and there, but at the same time, it's still three losses that could potentially be on our schedule. So I don't like the whole a win is a win
Right,
because
right. It,
it's
it, it it definitely matters how you win,
yeah.
especially in college. Like NFL, you can kind of get away with it a little more, but well, with this new playoff dynamic, like I said before, you won't have that much of a problem as long as you went out. You
Mhm.
know, um, but I will say, um, Georgia can't play anybody else like that.
Mhm.
Just gonna be honest. Um, because now you've shown that you can be beat. You've shown that you're not the dominant Georgia that you once were. Defense is still great. You know what I'm saying? But let's be honest, y'all was literally a fumble return away from talking different. So
We were a penalty from the ball landing on the ground from that pick from being a loss away as well.
that's why I'm talking about the
Yeah,
pick.
yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Had it not touched the ground and it
Mhm.
popped up like that, be a whole different ball game. You know what I'm
Absolutely.
saying? But kudos to Kentucky. They played a hard fought game. What a way to play against your former team and Brock Vandergriff coming out performing like he did. I did not realize he had wheels like that.
Oh yeah, he can move.
I mean, I've seen him play a few times when he was at Georgia, but I hadn't seen it full game yet. So I know he would have won. I know he really wanted to get that win. I mean, to be honest with you, uh, neither one of them looked comfortable in the pocket. I mean, just being honest, like I mean, neither one did. Like Beck was making plays that were out of character for him, but that lets you know, like the pressure. You know what I'm saying? What that'll do, what that could do, but again, it shows teams I'm not telling no teams or nobody that they should go in the same with the same mindset Kentucky did as far as the game plan. No, because we know Kirby Smart. We know Kirby Smart gonna switch it up and figure out a way to get it together. But you've shown that you have a weakness. It's almost like when Bama was being Bama and then they lost to Ole Miss and it's like, oh, you know what I'm saying? Or they almost lost to a team. It's like, oh, okay, we got a chance now because we know we better than this team, so uh Georgia better get it together. That's I mean, cause let's not sugarcoat it. I'm gonna go ahead and say it. Like you said, three teams that were really good, but Tennessee is looking like a goddamn force to be reckoned with on the
Yeah.
offensive end. And the defense is starting to match a little bit. So, I
Yes.
mean, Tennessee ain't going to be no slouch either. Like, you know what I'm
Absolutely.
saying? I'm just being real from what I've seen. Tennessee, they got a quarterback that can spin it and accurately. So, that's 4 games right there that you could potentially, you know what I'm saying, lose. And I know a fan in Augusta
Oh
that
God.
actually Tennessee does pull off the upset, but
That would not be a good day for me. Shout out Ernst Jerry's,
it would
man.
be beautiful. I love it. I love it. But yeah, I mean Georgia just need to figure it out. They need to clean some stuff up. The line needs to be better. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
ETN needs to be better. You know what I'm saying? Getting in space, getting to his spots. They need to figure out how to scheme him open. All your
And
receivers, everybody. Like you
un-
know what I'm saying?
unfortunately, taking that Tate Ratledge loss, of course he got injured in the Kentucky game. It's going to be really hard for that O line to really replace him now, unless they start Big Ja. If you don't know who Big Ja is, this kid played basketball and recently converted over to football. He used to play with OTE, if you know about Overtime Elite. 6'10", 300 and maybe 40 some pounds. He's bigger than Tate. So if they put Big Ja in a starting or a true freshman against Bama, yeah, you're shaking your
Look
head.
here.
I'm the same way.
Don't care if you're 18, 8, 12. If you ain't got great technique, good hands, good feet, it don't matter.
I agree, and that's
Like,
why
don't
I'm
get me
really
wrong. I'm not saying that he's not good, and I'm not saying he can't get it done. All I'm
yeah.
saying is there's a reason that he wasn't starting.
Well, not over a 3 or 4 year starter like Tate
It
Rowledge, of
don't
course not.
matter. Nick Saban said it best. If you good and you do the right things, you gonna play. So
Absolutely.
so there's a reason. That's what I'm saying. And then he didn't get to start get to play after he got hurt. So you know what I'm saying. So
No,
what
no,
I'm
no. He just got hurt. Tate Rowledge just got hurt
I
this
know.
past game. Oh, well, yeah, true. Yeah.
Right. So
Okay.
he's not like number 2 on the depth chart from what
Right,
we see.
right, right.
Is what I'm
Okay.
saying.
Yeah, yeah,
So there's 2 other people that are better than him.
yeah.
So I'm saying that to say just because like prime example, the tight end you guys had last year, the one that everybody wanted to start and all that, but he wasn't getting the snaps.
Hmm.
I can't think of his name. The 6'7" tight
Oh,
end.
yeah. I know you're talking about, God. I used to joke about him all the time. I know you're talking about, but he got drafted. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I know you're talking about.
Right.
Yeah.
To me, like, and he didn't get to spin it as big as he is, and all the upside he had, he didn't get to ball like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Why? Because it's something that coaches see. Like, okay, you can have I could be 6'5".
Hmm.
If I can't even touch the rim and I can't, you know what I'm saying, do certain things, I'm gonna be on the bench. And I'm not saying that these players can't can't be great or can't be better or not good or whatever. I'm just saying that that could potentially be dangerous for them. Putting a freshman in that game, you know, with all the size they have, and it could go very much well. But I'm just saying that's a lot to put on a freshman for that big of a game, and you going against defensive linemen with technique and all that type of stuff. And the fact that he just converted over to football tells me that he doesn't have the techniques completely down. You know what I'm saying? But that's gonna be big for Georgia because that's always been one of Georgia's strengths is they line. That's why
Oh
they've
yeah.
been able to run the ball like they have and all these different things. So now if your line is weak and if you got anything blemishes on that, now you having to make Beck be a quarterback that he's not. Meaning a throw and a run, an improviser. That's not him. He's a sit in the pocket. You know what I'm saying? Read. If it's not there, okay, I'll take off, get 2-3 yards, and we good. You know what I'm saying? And if I can get 10, I can get 10. But I'm trying to sit here, read the defense, go through all my progressions, and then make a decision. Not let me run around, see who's on the sideline, point them out, throw it deep. That's not him. Can it be? Yeah. But I'm just saying that's not his comfortable. That's not where he's comfortable at. And I think that's one thing you gotta worry about with going into that Bama game. And luckily for you guys, I think do y'all have a bye week this week?
Yeah,
Yeah.
both are on the bye week. Us and Bama.
Right. So you guys get a time to heal up,
Yep.
you know what I'm saying, and prepare. But also at the same time, Bama got that same thing and they have a lot more confidence, going into this game because they've uh they've struggled early and it came out and it just put the hurting on teams.
Right.
Like you know what I'm saying? So, I mean, it's gonna be interesting to see, but Georgia better get it together real quick because once them losses start coming, it's like it once you get one, it's like the
Yeah.
second one is like it's like, oh, I'm here. He
I mean, and you're right. I mean, again, like we are now in the CFP era. Like that committee will drop you or keep you out of playoffs for literally anything. Like they are looking for almost everything in their criteria. So again,
let's not forget too. Georgia can't do like they did in the past and win the East and make it to the conference championship.
mhm,
They literally have to beat out Texas. They have to beat out Bama. They got to beat out Missouri. They got to beat
yes,
out Tennessee.
it's now the top two teams.
You know what I'm saying? So I mean, the schedule is not in their favor this year as far
Mhm.
as difficulties
Yeah,
and siding. So yeah,
yeah.
I mean, I just wanted to put that out there for people to think about too.
Well, enough of grilling my team. Let's talk about your Auburn Tigers in this game versus New Mexico. Hank Brown gets his first career start. Look at I'm already smiling. Look. Hank Brown gets his first career start. Looked really exceptional. I'm not gonna lie, looked really good. I mean, I saw some of the videos of him on the jumbotron when he got introduced as a starter, and I mean, you could tell like fans were really happy like to see a change in that quarterback slot, and again, Peyton Thorne just was not getting the job done for Auburn. So Hank Brown does it, man. I mean, I really hope that he leads y'all for the rest of the season, unless Coach Freeze sees something else. But man, I mean, 291 yards, one touchdown. I'm sorry, that's the other guy. 235 and four touchdowns for Hank Brown. Um, Jarquez Hunter, my goodness, 152 yards, one touchdown. The the Auburn receiving core doing what they do best. Keandre Lampert Smith, 72 yard. Like everything just looked like it was flowing for this team this past weekend. What did you see in particular that was like,
Well,
all right, this is where it
it
is?
wasn't all flowing, but
It
um,
wasn't, huh?
no, no. I'm just being real. I grilled your team. I'm grilled mine too. Like I could be realistic. Like I mean, the rain played a factor too because it was ugly. It was not
Yeah.
not pretty. You could definitely tell when the rain started to get to both teams. Um, yeah, I mean, Hank. Well, I'm gonna start with Hank. I'm gonna start with Hank. He looked comfortable,
Mm,
and I couldn't tell that he was a fresh, like this was his first start.
mm,
Like um, but one thing I will say I did notice early, he doesn't have the mobility that Peyton Thorne has, but I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. Like for me personally, I don't have to have a mobile quarterback. That I don't have to have that. As long as you're making the right reads, you're not, you know what I'm saying? You take the yards if it's given to you, like, you know what I'm saying? You don't make the dumb decision, and which he didn't. Like, I mean, on all his RPOs, he was 100%, made the right read. There was a couple throws there that he was off with, but expected. You know what I'm saying? Um, but I really like what I saw in him. Is I was more shocked at the maturity level. He was calm, even when it wasn't going good. Because early on, it was a snooze fest. Like first quarter, going into the second, it was like kind of a snooze fest a little bit. Like it was kind of like, okay, Auburn, I need y'all to like y'all get ignited. Like you know how you
yeah.
like try to start a lighter and it's low on fluid. You know what I'm saying? You just keep on. That's kind of how it was. Like and New Mexico State has a great quarterback. I mean, you know what I'm saying? He makes the right decision, can tuck it and run, all of that. And the wide receivers in New Mexico, oh my God, they was catching some passes.
Oh yeah. I'm looking
My
now.
Lord,
Oh yeah.
my
Oh my.
Lord, they was catching some passes that honestly our secondary is inexperienced.
Mhm.
So they they're young. So I expect, you know what I'm saying, some things, but some of them balls they were covered perfectly, but that I mean one of them he caught it with our DB was literally tackling him. He caught it on his back. Like like I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like they made a name for themselves that game. I mean, yeah, they couldn't get it done. The score definitely says a different story than what happened. Like if you watch the game, you didn't feel like we beat them 40 something to 19. You don't, you know what I'm saying? It didn't feel like that. But defense picked up. We sold out on the run, so they couldn't run the ball for real on us. But they was picking us apart. Um, we couldn't get out. We couldn't get a sack at all because quarterback was so mobile. And he was so smooth with it. You know what I'm saying? He would find his man downfield. What I liked about him, he kept his eyes downfield, and his receivers, veteran receivers, and not scared of the moment. Made some plays for him. So, um, yeah, it was good. A good adjustment by Hugh Freeze at the half. You know what I'm saying? He kind of, I think, first half he kind of like was scared to let Hank loose. You know what I'm saying? Got him some quick, bubble screens and got him some quick slants and stuff like that. Get his confidence up. Second half he let him loose, and when he let him loose, oh my lord! Like I mean, he threw a dot to Keandre Lambert. I think it was Keandre Lambert. Yeah, over the top for a go route. You know what I'm saying? I mean, put it on the pocket, put it on the money, like So he was the highlight. You know what I'm saying? Next to Jarquez Hunter, like, well, I mean, Jarquez Hunter, we already know what we're gonna get from him. Like that, to me, that's impressive, but it's not impressive because I know he's capable of that. Every night.
Right.
I think Hank Brown kind of stole the show because it's like you got this freshman. Yeah, it was everybody wants to say it's New Mexico State. Yeah, but that New Mexico State they definitely beat us last year. They got a great head coach. He's won wherever he's gone, and you know what I'm saying. I mean, and to add on to that, they'll definitely beat some of these teams that are bigger schools. So I mean, New Mexico State is no slouch at all, at all. Um, but I think that was a good first game for him, like for the competition wise. Seeing things coming into this game because I believe we got Arkansas coming up.
Yes.
So that's a good game for him to come into for that. Because Arkansas, I know they're gonna bring it. They're definitely gonna bring it. Now we getting into conference play. I think this change was needed
Yeah.
going into conference play. Like because I mean, think about it. You got Arkansas. I forget who we got next week. And then the following
Y'all
weekend,
have us. Y'all no, y'all have
we got y'all on the 5th, October.
Arkansas. Y'all have I was just looking. Y'all have Arkansas. Um, my apologies. Loading up. Y'all have Arkansas, and I think I just saw Oklahoma, and then us.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So we get into conference play. So it's good that he was able to get that game
Yeah.
in right before conference play because you know, luckily, you know what I'm saying, but not so luckily that I mean he got Arkansas coming up. So they're not great, but they're not like a snooze fest either. Like they're not somebody you want to take lightly, but they're not like a Georgia or Alabama or something. Now, if that had been his first SEC game, I'd be scared. Like, you know what I'm saying? But I kind of got a little more confidence. I mean, you know what I'm saying? In him going in after that game against New Mexico State to play against Arkansas. So then you get your feet wet with that. And if we come out on top with that, okay, now you got your confidence up. And then next week you got Oklahoma, which is even bigger matchup. And if you can make it happen on that stage, okay, now you 3-0 as a starter.
Mm-hmm.
And you played some pretty big teams. And now going into the Georgia game, okay, now you can make some shape because now it's like, okay, you're going against the top team, you know what I'm saying? You're going against the big dog. So, you're going to come into that game with some confidence, you know. So
Do you feel that Hank gets the not moving forward, or do you bring Peyton Thorne back?
no, no. Only way you bench Hank Brown is if he's just not seeing it at all. Meaning, and I'm not saying a bad game because every quarterback's gonna have that, but is he growing? Peyton
Mm-hmm.
Thorne to me has not grown from last year, and that's my problem with him. You know what I'm saying? Um, like even in the game where we beat Alabama A&M, like he just had more talent around him. I didn't see nothing spectacular from him. And then in the Cal game, obviously we didn't see nothing spectacular from him. Like you're a veteran. Like you shouldn't be making a lot of these mistakes. Like so Hank Brown to me. Because even Coach Freeze said it. I'm gonna give you what he said. He said that he met with both of them and went over film and basically asked them, "What do you see here? What's this supposed to be?" They all got it right. You know what I'm saying? They got all of them right. But the only one that was able to translate it onto the field was Hank Brown. Right. So Peyton Thorne can have all the knowledge in the world. It's just something about in game where it's like I don't know. Like I said, it could be some 20 years when you're playing in a game. I don't know. When you're playing competition that's either at your level or above your level, it's just like I don't know. But I mean, I like Hank Brown moving forward because I mean, let's be real. Like Peyton Thorne, he might not be here next year. Hank Brown is still like considered a freshman. He's a redshirt freshman. So I mean, why not give him a spin? He's been at Auburn for long enough. He knows the playbook. The fans have embraced him. Like you know what I'm saying? Like why can't we get a quarterback and develop? Like Georgia did it. Like they last few quarterbacks have been developed by them. Like now, granted, do they go on to do well next level? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Some do, some don't. But for college, they've been great because they've been developed by Georgia for Georgia
Mm-hmm.
or by Bama for Bama. Like you know what I'm saying? They don't, you know, have a whole lot of transfer players at that position in particular.
Mm-hmm.
Like you know what I'm saying? So, and I think with Hugh Freeze being a quarterback person, a quarterbacks coach, you know, I think him having Hank Brown could be good. So,
I like it. I like it.
yeah.
Well,
But
I know
that's my takeaway.
I I like that, and it was a great analogy per usual from you when you talk about Auburn, because you see the game a lot. I think a lot differently than what other people see, and again, I don't really get a chance to watch a lot of Auburn. From when I was watching it with you, when I was actually alongside you. So, but yeah, one thing I did want to hit on, and we missed it from the Georgia Kentucky. There's a new number one, and it's Texas. And I just want to say how well I wanted to hit on this before we got into our next game, but Texas looks extremely well. Quinn Ewers got hurt last week, and I was joking with people like he apparently it may have been the college couch curse because the last two Heisman hopefuls that we've talked about, which was Michael Penix last year and then Quinn Ewers this year, Michael Penix didn't win, and now Quinn Ewers gets hurt. But luckily for Quinn Ewers, the injury wasn't too serious, so he's able to return for next year. But man, Arch Manning looked insane this past Saturday. Like, oh my goodness, this brother. I can't call him a brother, but this brother, man, this dude
No,
looked insane, bro.
he, he come to the cookout. No, I just kidding. I just kidding. No,
No,
but
this man was cooking. Like this man looked insane, and it's going to be a scary sight to see.
did you expect anything less?
No, but at the same time, for him to just adjust like that on the spot, his first series, he breaks off for like a 67-yard touchdown.
Think about it though, bro. He's been a backup. He was a backup last year, so he
Mm-hmm.
he knows the program. He knows what they're trying to run. All of that.
Yeah.
Uh, his uncles, both his uncles, NFL quarterbacks, Super
Mm-hmm.
Bowl winning quarterbacks. So the composer is there. It's just to me, well, to me, he is. He's more athletic than they were. Like
Yeah,
he's got the speed. He's got all of that. Like I mean, just imagine Eli or Peyton being able to go there and tuck that thing and go take it to the house. My boy hit 20 miles per hour. You
man.
know what I'm saying? But I didn't expect anything less because every time he's gotten in, whether it be last year or this year, every time he's gotten in to play, it's like he's a threat to score every time. Like think about it. Like the first time I saw him play, he almost threw a touchdown pass his first pass. Uh, his first series last year was exceptional. You know what I'm saying? Like he's got a calmness about him that can't be taught. Like you know what I'm saying? And he's got a swagger about himself that can't be taught or replicated. Like I
Yep.
mean, like now to me the biggest thing is the decision is okay. Well, do you keep him going? Because I mean,
Listen, at this point, I listen. If Quinn Ewers, because Quinn Ewers didn't was not have well, he did throw a pick, but he wasn't having a bad game against whoever it was they were playing.
UTSA.
Yeah. I'm so sorry because I'm gonna get slack about that. UTSA. He didn't look bad against them. I mean, before he got hurt, he
Yeah,
looked
man,
he
you
looked
was just
composed.
balling out so
Yeah, he
far.
looked per usual. He looked composed. So, but when Arch came out there, it was just like, oh my goodness,
Let
it's
me
the
ask.
reason why he didn't transfer.
Oh, not to cut you off, and I'm gonna let you finish. I
Um,
just want to ask you: does it not feel like the team plays and feels different when he
I
comes
was,
in the game?
dude, I was literally just about to say that. That was really on my brain next. But yes, they do, and it's so crazy because of course, I I do trend in prize picks, but I took Isaiah Bonds for his longest reception, and his reception was like at 27 yards. You mean to tell me when Quinn Ewers is out and Arch comes in, Isaiah Bonds just magically gets a 55-yard pass for a touchdown from Arch Manning? So yeah, I think they play a lot more. They have they it's not it's almost like when you have that substitute teacher, right? And the substitute teacher, you get to chill, kind of relax, and you kind of get to play around. But when you have your actual teacher in, you got to be a lot more serious. Like, like, hey, like we mean business. But
Yeah,
I think Arch makes the game more level in a way.
I think he makes the game easier for his players.
Yeah, yeah,
And then to me, he sees it. Like I mean, Quinn Ewers is to me, he gonna make your plays. He's gonna, you know what I'm saying? Like he ain't changing how the game is perceived or how the game is played in within the offense. He's gonna go with whatever coach says. He's gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? He's not pulling it down and running too much or nowhere, nothing like that. Um, but but yeah, man, he's got it. Like he's
yeah.
gonna. He can pull it down and run. He's gonna make the right read. He's gonna throw it over the top. He gonna give you some razzle dazzle. Like he gonna make it fun to watch. Like you know what I'm saying. Like even if it's a low scoring game, he's gonna do his part. Like you know what I'm saying. And it just seems to me, I could be reading into it a little different, but it seems to me like the receiving core, the line, the running backs, everybody kind of like uh plays more fluidly and free and open when he's in the game. Like the offense just it almost seems like the offense is built for him. Like you know what I'm saying? Like kind of how like when Stetson was at Georgia, like it just felt like you just felt like you couldn't lose
Yeah,
when Stetson was at the helm of that Georgia offense. Like you know what I'm saying? Like don't get me wrong, much like Georgia, Texas got a lot of weapons, but it just feels different. Like you know what I'm saying? It's like you know what I'm saying? Two people driving two different type of Mustangs. Yeah, okay, I could drive that same Mustang, but it's just gonna look different if how I'm driving it or how I'm whipping it, or we could wear the same outfit or whatever, but you know what I'm saying? You might wear it one way, I might wear it another way, and it might,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying? You might, funk it up a little more. You know what I'm saying? People may, compliment you on it better. It just flow better with how you rocking it. So it's the same thing with him. It just feel better. Like I want to watch Texas when he playing. Like I
yeah.
just, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. I don't know. I'm getting excited. All right,
Right.
what they decide here?
And I'm glad that some of the Texas fans are have come to terms. They're like, we're not gonna say Texas back just yet. Like we're
I
not
think
gonna.
different.
They listen. They want a championship behind their name before they say that they're back. I would, and I can credit them for that. They want to actually win a championship. Number one just isn't good enough for Texas fans, and I can respect that. Like they want a national championship. When you speak on Texas Longhorns, they want to make sure that they have national championships in front of it before you even try to associate them with being back. So I can respect it, but yeah, let's move on. Colorado State. Hold on, wait. Let me set the foundation first. So quarterback Braden Fowler Nicolosi and wide receiver Torrey Horton put out a video last week right before they played Colorado, and it was some interesting comments. If you remember last year's game ended in two overtimes. I mean dang near the entire universe stayed up to about 2 a.m. for this game because it ended so late. But Colorado State had some comments pretty much stating, hey, like last year is not going to be this year. We're going to win this game. This is a social media team. Like this team is not going to, be the team that we lose to again. Shedeur Sanders and the Colorado Buffaloes had something to say about that, coming away with a 28-9 victory. Now, after the game is where the real excitement began. So quarterback Fowler Nicolosi walks up to Shedeur, reaches out for a handshake. Shedeur says, "Absolutely not, my brother. We heard what you said." And of course, some expletives were shared, and this, that, and the third. And Fowler Nicolosi walks away. Now, of course, with people being so critical of Colorado, they stated that that was not sportsmanlike, this, that, and the third. And me and you have both been critical of Colorado, but honestly, from my perspective, I liked what Shedeur did. I genuinely liked it. I can vouch and say, hey, you did what you had to do.
I I love both sides.
Yeah,
'Cause
it's a rivalry
this
game.
is rivalry football. This is like I guess because certain teams have been dominant so
Mhm.
long that we forget how these rivalries once were. Like I be first one to admit I wish I was alive when the Auburn Bama and the Auburn Georgia
Yeah,
game was really like something to look
yeah,
forward to, and You know what I'm saying? Like the Joker's got the fighting on the feet.
Mhm.
I wish I'd have been
Oh
there when
my
Auburn
goodness.
tried to bite at. You know what I'm saying? The Auburn play. I wish
Yeah,
I would have been there because that to me is what it's supposed to feel like. Like
exactly.
I don't hate you as a person, but anytime you got this jersey on, I'm not rocking with you. If we on this field, you know what I'm saying? I'm not. And then for me, that was the 2024 way of college football beef.
Hmm.
Like one side going to the internet the best way they knew how, other side, returning it the best way they know how.
Hmm.
Granted, don't get me wrong, both of them reacted how they were supposed to,
Hmm.
but Colorado State just happened to forget that they still were not a great team. Like I'm just being honest. Like you
Okay.
only got two players that
Yeah.
I'm saying, and both of those players are not like superstar as of right now. You know what I'm saying? Colorado has plenty of plenty of players that will probably be drafted next year, and they have NFL head coach. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm be the first one to say Colorado talk too much. You know what I'm saying? Like they do a
Yeah.
lot to be mediocre, and to me, they did a lot for this game. To be the team that they were supposed to be. Like to be honest with you, like
Mhm.
don't get me wrong. In the midst of the game, in the midst of the moment. Shador, you're supposed to do that. Like as far as what I'm saying, handling business, retaliating what you need to do. But don't get arrogant in the fact that like you beat another unranked team, and then you just lost to the previous week. You know what I'm saying? Now all of a sudden your line is fine. No, y'all just played a team that was worse than y'all. That's because I mean think about it. I don't quote me on this. I'm gonna ask you. Was the big guy? What's his name? Not with a K from last year. Kamara.
The running back. Yeah,
No,
I know. I
no,
think I know you're talking about.
the defensive lineman from last year.
Oh, it's a defensive lineman.
From last year that gave.
Possibly, possibly. I know you're talking about. Yeah, the guy that was really big that game may have transferred because I have not heard
Right.
anything about
So
him since.
so that's the big difference.
Yeah.
Right. So um a lot of people transferred from Colorado State. Like that was his
Hmm.
big game, and he was giving Shador fits. Hey, let's not forget, had he not got that penalty for unnecessary the roughing the pass or whatever it was, um they probably Colorado State probably would have won that game.
Yeah.
Because that's the play that put them in that set them up to, go with for the go ahead score. But
You gonna watch that?
All I'm saying from Shador and Colorado is don't get big headed just because you beat up on a team that's a lot less talented than you. Yeah.
Absolutely.
And don't throw your team under the bus when everybody plays bad. You know what I'm saying? Like, and don't. I don't think I disagree with was when he made the comment about Nebraska and just immediately threw them under the bus. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Instead of because it's a way you can say it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we got to be better.
So
Uh,
did you catch the press conference after that game?
After Nebraska,
No, after the Colorado State game.
yeah, I mean, yeah,
Everybody, all him and the O line was.
right. I mean, you should have did that against Nebraska. Like, you should have
Yeah.
brought the whole line in. If you go, like, for me, if you're gonna be a leader of a team, don't get me wrong. Yes, the line played terrible, but for me, I just don't like. You know what I'm saying? Don't call me out in front of everybody. Let's talk about it in you know what I'm saying, in the locker room. Because it's a way you could say your line played bad without saying your line played bad. You can say, yeah, we all look terrible. Because he looked terrible too. Like, I mean, he couldn't do nothing. So my thing is, okay, so what's gonna happen? So now that you brought your lineman out to say, yeah, we handling business now. So what you gonna do when y'all have another bad game and y'all play a team that y'all like like do they play USC this year? I believe they do.
They, I don't think they play USC, but they definitely have. Um, they have Baylor next this weekend, and then they have UCF the weekend after.
Okay, so like, okay, so for
But they
instance,
but also they have to play 13 ranked Kansas State. They have to play 12 ranked Utah, and they have to also have to play
right.
14th ranked
So
Ohio
my
State,
thing is,
Oklahoma State at the end of the season.
right. So my thing is, if you have if the line don't hold up this week,
Mm-hmm.
after bringing them out last week, what are you gonna do? You gonna say the same thing? Are you gonna? That's my whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you're gonna do it, keep it consistent. Like, don't just try to look for the, because you can't do that at the next level. Like, you throw your alignment on the bus, you want to. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's gonna be a long day for you.
Yeah.
Like, if you playing against grown men, like right now, everybody you playing with is the same age as you, and you got more star power than they do. You get to the league, everybody got star power. Everybody probably older than you. Everybody trying to eat. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like, so, and you playing against bigger, faster, stronger players. So, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But I
Now,
mean, yeah. I mean, that's just my thing. That's just my
what
thing.
one thing I did want to make note of before we kind of got in a little bit more in depth was for the people that were stating about the whole bicker after the game. I want to take you back to maybe a few years ago. There's a big rivalry game that happens in our state, and it's usually a one-sided game every year. It's Georgia and Georgia Tech. There was an instance where there was a wideout, a pretty good wideout by the name of George Pickens, and he got in a fist fight with Georgia Tech DB Trey Schwelling. Do you expect for George Pickens and Trey Schwelling to meet up in the locker room after the game after they just got ejected and shake
Right,
hands?
right. This,
No,
this is what it's
no,
supposed.
no,
This is rivalry game. This is what it's supposed to be.
exactly.
Like, you know
So
what I'm
no,
saying? Now, after this game, whatever can happen. After we leave and go our separate ways, you know what I'm saying? Later on down the line, whatever can happen. Matter of fact, after we graduate or we go to the league, it's totally different. You know what I'm saying? Like,
mm,
I know for me, I don't hate nobody, but you put a different jersey on, we rivals. I don't
yeah,
like you at that time.
exactly.
I don't care if it was you, my cousin, my brother. I don't like you during that time. But after that, you know what I'm saying? I'm straight. But that's the edge you got to play with when you playing college sports or any type of sport. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's rivalry games. It's a rivalry for a reason. I think last year they didn't understand that. Like Colorado didn't. But then this year, I think they really saw after last year and everything leading up to this year's game. It kind of turned itself back into a rivalry. Like,
Mm,
let's be real. Like, I mean, Colorado has, even when they was terrible, they still beat up on Colorado State. Like, I mean, this is a game you're supposed to win. Like, I'm not impressed by the win. And I would say that about anybody, even if it wasn't Colorado. Like, if you have the talent to beat a team, you're supposed to win.
yeah.
I would have been more shocked if Colorado State have won. I'd have been more than all in, like, oh
Yeah.
man, you really beat, you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Travis Hunter, Shador, all of them. So it's like,
Yeah. I mean, Travis Hunter, God, that we could spend an entire
I
episode.
just want to see. I don't get me wrong, phenomenal athlete,
Yeah.
phenomenal player. I think he's gonna go far. I just want to see. I wish I could see him play against. I don't want to necessarily say better talent, but better talent.
Like a higher, well,
I
not
want
like
to see him.
SEC. Are you saying SEC talent
It
or
don't have to be SEC. I'm just saying, like, I wish I could see him play against Ohio State this year, or
Alabama?
Texas, or Alabama, or you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying, or somebody of that stature. Just because right now, I mean, like last week he didn't have a great game. You know, week one he had a phenomenal game. This week he had a great game, but those were against teams that were bottom of the barrel. Jackson State, he played phenomenal, but for his level, that was not as elite. Like, you're not playing against other 5 stars back then, you know what I'm saying? And still Colorado, which makes me understand more why Deion Sanders came to Colorado instead of any other school. It makes sense.
Yeah.
Because you go to a school, you still can be televised on TV. You still got the big hype. The expectations is not as great, but then you still playing against teams that are not super good. Like you're not gonna go to Auburn and play and bring your team there because you got to play Georgia, you got to play Bama, you got to play all these big time schools, and you want your players to have shine. So
Mhm.
yeah, so I mean,
Yeah.
yeah.
I agree. I mean, that's fair, and I mean, it is unfortunate we really didn't get a chance to see Travis Hunter play against again better talent, but at the same time we do talk about the talent gap closing on this podcast. So if they end up making the playoffs and they do get a
I
chance to
mean
see,
that would tell me all I need to know.
yeah,
They make
yeah,
playoffs. They make playoffs, and then he
mm,
plays very well. Like he plays like he's supposed to play. Then I'll be over the moon.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? But it could be very well a case that he doesn't play against those players and then goes to the NFL and does what he's supposed to do too. Because I
yes,
think he's
that's true.
the best talent. I just
Well,
want to see him play. I just like seeing talent play against talent. Like I like seeing Georgia play Bama. I like seeing
mm,
Bama play Texas and Georgia play Ohio State. Like I like let's put a hat on a hat. My 5 stars is better than your that hat on the hat was like helmet to helmet. But
okay,
anyway,
got you.
like let's do that. Let me line my 5 stars up with your 5 stars and see who's best.
Yeah,
Like not let me line my 5 stars up with your 2 stars and let me beat up on you and then see if you just happen to win. Oh, you was great for the day, but we going on for the championship. No, like no. I want to see equal or better talent. Like let's line it up. And that tells me all I need to know.
yeah.
You know?
Well, I mean, and I think that's a fair statement and fair point. But yeah, I'm looking to see what uh what they have in store for the remainder of their schedule because they have a boy they got to go through them they got to go through them trenches for the
But
remainder of the
see,
season.
they would have been okay had they beat Nebraska. They'd have still been in a good boat because
Yeah,
now you don't have that loss lurking over, so you can potentially lose a game or two and still be in the race for the playoffs.
but how ironic is they have is it that they have 12, 13, and 14 ranked teams on their schedule for this year? It could potentially. I mean, could they win? Maybe. Are they? Nah.
Yeah, I mean they have talent, but they
Yeah,
haven't put the talent together to
mm,
win the games that count, that matter. Like you beat teams that you're supposed to beat and get happy about it. Like don't get me wrong, celebrate your wins, whatever, but don't act like you just that deal because you beat up. That's just like me coming in here saying, oh, I'm a 5 star, but we just beat a team that's full of freshmen and they all 2 star. But all our team got 5 star recruits that's going to the NFL. Oh, but we won though. We watch out, world. We coming, man. What about all that? Like, what you do?
yeah,
Like, what you do when you play a team that got not necessarily all 5 star, but got some talent? Like, you seen what they did? Like against Nebraska, they couldn't figure out the freshman quarterback. They couldn't figure him out. Like they could, you know what I'm saying? He's doing basically what he wanted to do, and
yeah.
vice versa. So it's like, yo, man. I mean,
Well, yeah. Again, I'm gonna say what I said last week. We're not gonna spend too much time on Colorado, but we gonna say we
I
saved
got a
the
lot to
best.
say about them, but
I know, but
it'll come
we
out during the rest of the season.
yeah, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. But listen, saving the best for last. LSU, South Carolina. Oh, I'm so sorry. We missed out on Mizzou and Boston College. Okay, real quick. Great game. Simple as that. Well, how did you feel about it? I listen. Hey, listen. Luther Burden did what he needed to do for me. So it's a great game. It was a great game for me, bro. I
Hey,
listen.
hey,
He did
listen,
what he needed
great
to do for
game.
me.
That's all I'm gonna say about that one.
Cool. Like I'm good on that. Like I don't have to go in depth with that game. Luther Burden showed out, did what he needed to do for me. I'm good.
Missouri looked apart. Missouri, as long as y'all keep
Yeah.
balling like this, y'all will go far. All
Brady
right.
Cook. Brady Cook, excellent quarterback. Probably won't. I don't know. Anyway, LSU South
Their first big test, and they came away with a W. That's all that matters. All right, South Carolina
LSU South
LSU.
South Carolina. Okay, first of all, dude, bro, Lenore Sellers did not have the thick ass goggles. Bro, he had on the contact lenses this week.
He need to keep them off. Keep them goddamn thick goggles off, and rock them goddamn contact, my boy, cause you
Bro,
play
I
better.
feel like he did better with the goggles though. Or
No,
did
no, he played better without the goggles. If he just got hurt, but he
fair,
played better
fair.
without the goggles.
Well, I mean, yeah, he definitely not. I feel like he's more so of a. I mean, of course, he's a rushing quarterback, but at the same time, didn't do a lot in the air. Like, I mean, 9 for 16 with 113 yards, 9 for 16 with 113 yards and one pick. But man, the brother can move on that field.
Hey, well, you gotta think too. I mean, South Carolina's line is not super great. I mean, and LSU is definitely, you know, the defense is definitely there.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Like let's not get beside ourselves. Like I'm not saying it's elite, but it's definitely there. Like I mean, USC didn't run over them when they played them. You know what I'm saying? Like no, like they haven't been run over this season like that.
Mhm.
You know, the offense has been consistent. I mean, so I mean, I like how South Carolina look. It showed me that they're getting better.
Yeah,
'Cause, I mean, they're young. Like I mean, they're very young. Like from quarterback all the way, you know what I'm saying, to the defense. Like they're very young.
I think my biggest thing was how Garrett Nussmeier, like, granted, excuse me, Aaron Anderson,
Oh God, yeah. My bad. My bad. My bad.
but your mind going elsewhere. What happened? Or what's
Well,
going on
I
over there?
did. I seen that caught of my eye. Got that squirrel. Like he been on Atkins or something.
Oh
But,
my. Okay,
but anyway, go ahead. My bad.
Atkins is crazy. Um, definitely. I wish he would. She would have got Kyrie Lacy involved a little earlier. But 63 yards, 5 receptions, 1 touchdown, cool. But man, I it's just almost like he was on, like, Kyron Lacy was on that island. Like, you know, South Carolina's DB stepped up when needed, and they knew that he was probably going to be an intended receiver most of the game, so they had him strapped the entire time. So,
And
it
on
was
the other
cool to see
side,
it.
South Carolina, South Carolina only got one receiver really, like that's consistent,
Mhm.
you know. And he just so happened to be the fastest receiver on college football 25.
Bro, Nick Harbor is crazy, but funny enough, only had 18 receiving yards this game.
That's my point. So
Yeah.
like it's some things like you don't have a lot of depth, you don't have a lot of options. So that's
Mhm.
and I was saying that to say, you know, how the quarterback play was. Like I mean, you don't have many options. Like, you know, if your only receiver is here and they take that away, you can't really get it to your other receivers. You know what I'm saying? That's why he has to run as much as he does because, you know, they're not getting open like they're supposed to, or the line's not holding up. I mean, so uh you know, much like I mean, well, when I'm not like Colorado, never mind. But yeah, yeah. I mean, they you only have one receiver for real. That's consistent. I won't say they don't have other good receivers. They just aren't as consistent as
Yeah.
with him.
I okay, real quick, did want to ask you, we did get a question from a viewer, and they were pretty much asking, what did you think about, of course, former Auburn quarterback Robbie Ashford getting in, didn't do too much.
He
Um
looked like he did at Auburn. I'm just gonna say,
okay.
yeah.
And what do you mean by that? Like,
So Robert Ashford is a very talented quarterback.
Mhm.
He just struggles with reading the defense and making the right read. Meaning, okay, he could see something, but if he doesn't see his first read, it's over. Like he gets flustered and he throws in the coverage. He throws picks, or you know what I'm saying, or he'll start running too early. Like my boy, you got 4.3 speed, 4.4 speed. We know you can get up out of there. You know what I'm saying? But that's gonna be if he can figure out how to read a defense, and then if his first read is not there, and that's taken away, if he can go through his progressions and deliver a timely pass, an accurate pass, he will be unstoppable. Because if the pocket collapse, my boy, he getting up out of there. Like I mean, I'm just gonna be honest with you. Like, and if he get up out of there, you're not catching him.
Mhm.
Like you know what I'm saying. But that's like how he was at Auburn. It's the same thing. Like I, if his first, like whenever his first read was there, good. You know what I'm saying? Or um, you know what I'm saying? Or if he didn't run too fast, meaning like start scrambling before he had to, much like Bo Nix. He kind of reminds me of Bo early on at Auburn. Bo would scramble before the pocket even had a chance to collapse. Instead of sitting in the pocket, because the best quarterbacks, you sit in the pocket, and then when you don't see anything, you got to be able to process quick. That's why the saying is you get quarterbacks that are grade school smart because they can process stuff faster. So I'm okay. My first read not there, second read not there, third read, fourth read not there. Okay, I need to go. I need to get up out of here, and that's all in a matter of seconds and minutes, whatever. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's what he has to figure out. He's got to figure out, you know, how to read the defense, how to process what he's seeing, and then figuring out how to make the throws on time and in the right spots. But it was good to see him out there on the field. I was, happy to see him. I mean,
Yeah.
do I miss him at Auburn? He did what he's supposed to do with his opportunity at Auburn. But I mean, I just saw I didn't see any improvement from last year, which
Okay.
is why he didn't get the nod to start for South Carolina. Because if I'm being honest, I like the guy that's over him better as far as actually passing the ball. Now, if they had like a running like offense built for a running quarterback, like and that's all, like if they were doing a lot of that, most of that, and I say Robbie Ashford all the time.
Mhm.
If they weren't throwing much and they were just doing a lot of quarterback reads and all that, he's perfect quarterback for that as of right now. But
Okay.
you know,
All right. Well, hey, I have nothing more from that game, dude. I'm looking forward to seeing what else, what else is in store for the remainder of the season for both teams, with LSU and South Carolina. Um, Real quick, the pack is back, bro. Pac-12 football.
I saw.
Four new teams just got added: Boise State, Fresno State, Colorado State, who we just hit on, and San Diego State Aztecs. Bro, I do
Colorado
want
State deserve to be in the Pac-12.
absolutely did want to give a quick shout out to Papa Fish. He's a guy that I play with in fantasy football. He beat me every year. He beats me, but he's a Fresno State graduate, and I told him I would give him a shout out for that, dude. He's
Oh,
super stoked.
yeah,
Yeah, he's super
yeah.
stoked for
But
that.
Adam, he like that too.
Yes. Oh yeah, bro. He had to stand up and straight. He's been sitting on that couch for a while. Sit back down. We ain't done yet.
I ain't doing nothing.
Oh man, yeah, sure, yeah. You just blacked out on a live taping. But anyway,
You back down
but
on my table.
it just showed that you kind of went out, but you're back now.
I didn't looking. Okay.
Anyway, but yeah, the pack is back, dude. Pac-12 football after dark. Pac-12 is back. Um, oh my god,
Wait.
I'm super excited, super excited, super excited for that.
Yeah, that just means more teams to get opportunity.
Yeah, back
You
up to
know.
16s from
Now,
2.
will the question I want to know is, are they gonna have a conference championship game, or are they waiting to add more teams?
So the rumor is it's they want to add more teams, and I've been talking to a few people, and just hearing some different sides. Memphis has been floating around, but I've been hearing that they're not joining. They're like there's no point in trying to leave the American Conference. So I've just been hearing teams floating around, but nothing is solid right now. But
Florida State might
I
move on over there.
uh huh.
Florida State might as well go on over there.
Oh, oh, oh my.
And
Well,
you know the rumor
honestly,
was that they would try to join the SEC. And
I remember when a lot of teams would want to join the SEC, but
yeah,
listen,
it best they wouldn't, because it'd probably be worse right now if they
it
was.
would
Look,
be bad.
I just
It would
want to
be
say
really
this before
bad.
we leave. I've seen a
Oh,
lot of people talking about how that the SEC has benefited from having Georgia and Bama at the helm or whatever. No, then that's why they consider us the best conference or whatever. I'm like, I just want to say it's farther from that couldn't be further from the truth,
mhm.
because the last 10 years, if I remember correctly, in the BCS era, almost every team that's won the championship, besides one, been the SEC team, right? Well, besides two, it's been an SEC team, right? So, and for these other conferences, y'all only have two teams too. Like, if it wasn't for Ohio State, Michigan, who else would be the top in that conference? ACC. Clemson hasn't been on top, and nobody's talking about the ACC and talking about how weak it is. So I just want to tell, for the people that think the SEC is not great, I just want you to go look at history, look who's been either playing in those games or won the championship. And then this year, look at the top 10 teams right now. You tell me how many teams from the SEC are in the top 10 right now. So
Well,
I just wanted, for the people that's saying that we are benefiting off of having two teams be dominant. I'm like,
well, look at it this way too. I mean, the teams that we've beaten have now joined the SEC and are trying to join the SEC. So, I mean, you got ACC teams that are trying to join. You know, the SEC that once were in the SEC years ago. If I'm not mistaken, Clemson was once a part of the SEC, like back in the early 1900s. So, um, it's definitely, you know, it's that long running reign of dominancy. And, you know, it sounds like a bit of jealousy, you know, because
no,
their
I
team
mean, well,
consistently
this has been a
making the mark.
long, because they try to say that whenever SEC team plays out of conference team, they usually lose. The record is lose. I mean, well, I look at it like, look at the timing of it. Like, if it's in a bowl game, not all the starters play in the bowl game, and then not all of the starters take the bowl game seriously unless you're competing for a championship. Hence why they went from the old format to the 14, then to, now the 12 team, because they want bowl games to matter. They want these players to continue to play, and the only way to get them to play in these bowl games is if you put someone on the line. And what is that that's being put on the line is the championship. So now those teams that would have been barely made a bowl game, you know what I'm saying, have a chance to compete. So, uh, yeah, I mean, and you can't. I mean, you can look at a record all day long, but let's look at longevity. When's the last? For instance, like, you could say, "Well, Auburn ain't been none this year. Y'all lost to Cal." Okay, well, you tell me last time Cal won a championship. Okay, well, then, well, this, that, and the third. Okay, well, when the last time Cal been to the championship? Oh, well, this, that, and the third. I said, well, I can count twice that we went, and the two times we went, we played against Oregon when they was in their prime, and we played against a stacked Florida State team back when Florida State was in uh, a start of a prime, should I say. You know what I'm saying? But you had Jameis Winston, you had Cook, you had all them jokers that were beasts down there. So, yeah, I mean, yeah. So I
Oh,
just had to put that out there, because I saw a lot of people talking about that on Twitter or on X. And I just wanted to put that out there, like, look at the numbers. Like, look at the numbers, and I'm not talking about just the record. And you know what I'm saying. I'm just saying, like, look at who ends up being on top. Like, I can LSU, Georgia, Alabama, Auburn. Who was there? Who else was in the picture? Florida. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, that's 5 schools right there. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know no other conference that's had 5 schools you know what I'm saying, in the last 10, 20 years, actually win a championship. Like, you know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
because I
Well.
mean, all those conferences, it's either been Ohio State, it's all been one. Because the only other conference that you got ACC with Clemson and Florida State, right? And you
Mhm.
got Ohio State, Michigan. That's the only other ones that you can say,
Yeah.
and that's two teams from each conference.
Right.
Yeah, so
Right. Week 4 matchups. You ready?
yeah, I'm ready.
You sure? You good? All right. Let's
Yeah, I
get
just
it.
want to put that out there. I still got a lot to say,
No.
but we'll go
I
to
no no
it later.
no. I and listen, and these are you had some valid points today, my brother, and again as always you do.
And I hope we clip that because I want all the smoke.
Ask we'll talk to Riverside.
Yeah,
uh, Tennessee, Oklahoma, number ranked, 6 ranked Tennessee, 15 ranked Oklahoma, 7:30 ABC. Who you got?
I got Tennessee over Oklahoma, but not by much.
All right. Hey, I'm rocking the same way. I think Tennessee is just looking way too
Yeah,
dominant.
the
Nico,
offense is looking like it
yeah,
looked better than a couple years ago. Honestly,
100%. 22 ranked Nebraska, 24 ranked Illinois. Friday, 8 p.m. Fox. Who you got?
I got Nebraska just because I feel like the quarterback is gonna do
Yeah,
some man.
Dylan Rayola looking solid. Pretty um dominant. Really looking dominant right now. All right, 12 p.m. on looks like Saturday. Why are they not putting the days? Anyway, Saturday, 12 p.m. ABC. NC State, 21 ranked Clemson. Who you got?
I got NC State with the upset.
Ooh, interesting. Is this because of the Georgia game, or you just been seeing like Clemson just doesn't
No,
run?
I just think that I don't know. I feel an upset coming. Just the way
Uh,
just the
uh,
way the kind of season's been going.
all right, I'm gonna go with Clemson on that one. Anyway, all right, 12 p.m. Oh goodness, this is god awful. 12, I see why they got him at 12. 12, 12 p.m. Saturday, ESPN, Florida, Mississippi State. Who you got?
Mississippi State.
I got I got Florida. That's awful. 3:30 p.m. Saturday, CBS. 11 UST, 18th ranked Michigan. Who you got?
Oh, I picked USC for this one.
Yeah, I'm feeling USC. Also, wanted to add, dude, I really hope they keep Alex Orgy out there. Don't put that other guy out there for a while.
Yeah, he just big.
Yeah, but anyway, I
Yeah,
feel like he's the better quarterback. I don't know why they've been playing the other guy, but anyway, you have no choice but to side in this game. 3:30 p.m. on Saturday, ESPN, Arkansas, Auburn. Who you got?
Auburn.
Uh,
Got no choice.
I'm gonna rock out with Auburn. Y'all better win. 4 p.m. Saturday,
Yeah.
Fox. 4 p.m. Saturday, Fox. Number 12, Utah, 14th ranked Oklahoma State. Who you got?
Utah.
Uh, I I'm gonna go with Oklahoma State. I really think Alan Bowman and bro Ollie Gordon. I need you right here, brother. I need you to have the game of your life this game. So I'm gonna go with Oklahoma State for the upset. 7 p.m. Saturday, ESPN. Number 8 Miami USF. Who you got?
I got I got USF. No, just when I got Miami.
Like, are like? Come on, bro. Don't make me get out of character. Miami. I got Miami. 7 p.m. Saturday, ESPN 2. Cal, Florida State. Cal. Come on.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I gotta go with Cal.
Yeah,
'Cause
it's Cal. Come on. All right. Nightcap game, 8 p.m. Fox. Baylor, Colorado. Who you got?
I got Baylor by
Okay.
3.
Okay. Uh, it's worked out for me this season. I'm betting against Colorado again. I'm gonna go Baylor. All right, that's all I got for this week. Yeah, man. Hey, listen, it's been another great episode of the College Couch Podcast. Thank y'all so much for rocking out with us again. Once again, listen, Oh my goodness, 1 whole year, Stacks. I don't think we've ever. I don't. I'm getting. I'm gonna get a little sappy here. I don't think I've ever explained why College Couch was genuinely started. Well, my genuine reasoning for starting the podcast with Stacks was because when I first got into the realm of sports media, man, what a wild world to enter for one. But my 12th grade year of high school is when I genuinely got introduced to, even wanting to do anything sports related. I was working for my high school's basketball team as a color commentator. And the first game I ever did, horrible. I remember calling Stacks, was like, brother, I don't think I want to do this anymore. Like, I know it's been one game, but dude, people have laughed at me around the school like never before. Like, I felt like a joke. And so Stacks was the one that told me, brother, you have no choice but to keep going. Like, you're not going to quit. I'm not going to allow you to. And so I kept going, and I progressively started getting better. And then I got into college, and man, I mean, career just went each which way. Was covering games, interned around Columbus, Georgia, and something just felt like it was missing. Like, I would be going to these games, and I would make that first step onto the field, for a little stadium walk, and I would FaceTime Stacks because I wanted him to experience that moment with me, because Stacks was really the one that really made me take this sports media career serious. And so, me and him would talk. I would show him, all these cool things around the stadium. And yeah, man, when I graduated, everybody just kept saying, hey, you should start a podcast. Like, you should start a podcast. But I couldn't think of the right person at that time. But then as I started thinking more, I was like, I know the perfect person. And it's none other than this guy sitting across the screen from me, Stacks Delbridge, or he'll probably be in a box beside me. It's Stacks. And brother, I can't thank you enough for accepting that call and all the calls that I give you. And I mean, brother, we have been going absolutely crazy a year in. And I don't think I ever have told you this, but you have changed my life for the better, brother. And I can't thank you more for it. So thank you, thank you, thank you. This has been a dream come true for me, and it's been a blast, brother. So let's keep rocking, man. What you got? You good?
I almost ain't pick up the phone. But I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I love talking sports, man, and I always wanted to, do a podcast. You know what I'm saying? Just didn't know what magnitude to go to. So I
Mm.
mean, I love being part of the College Couch. I love being here every week. You know what I'm saying? Love watching the game. Love breaking down the game. Love, what I'm saying, getting into it with people about football. You know what I'm saying, about sports. So it's a beautiful thing. So I mean, I appreciate you bringing me on. I
Yeah,
appreciate what we've done, and that's hey, to many more years of growth and prosperity, my brother.
absolutely.
About to be,
Long live the couch. There is only one College Couch podcast.
yeah, I'm about to be out of luck. Cause my neighbor decided to cut the grass right now, knowing we got a podcast. Dude, I'm about to swing on. I'm just playing. I'm just playing.
But yeah, man, listen, it's been a great journey so far, and we again we keeping this thing going, man. We've come too far, so yeah, it's only up from here. So
For sure.
listen, I have nothing. Thank y'all so much for joining us for another episode of College Couch Podcast. We love y'all. We appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for y'all's continued support. Um, continue liking, sharing, subscribing, commenting, whatever you want to see. You let us know. We are the spot for it. So, um, that's all I got. Stacks, my brother, take us
Hey man,
home.
we appreciate y'all. It's been a year already, man. It's been crazy. You know what I'm saying? We appreciate the love, the support, you know what I'm saying, the comments, the feedback, everything that y'all been doing for us. But like I always say, if you got a athlete that you know is doing their thing or could be on the rise, nobody know their name yet, you know what I'm saying, or they not getting the shine that you feel like they should, You know what I'm saying? Or if you're a player that you just not feeling that you getting your due, come holler at us, comment, you know what I'm saying, on our page, message us on our page, hit Javaris DM, hit my DM, whatever DMs are open, phone lines is open, everything is open. Y'all let us know, you know what I'm saying, who y'all want us to cover, what y'all want us to talk about, what y'all, want our thoughts on, whatever. But if you got somebody, like, tell them to tell a friend, tell your cousin them, Cottage Couch Podcast, where it's at. We live, we direct. We're gonna answer it. We're gonna let you join in on the live. So whatever. We appreciate y'all. Like, subscribe, share. Spam that button. We going crazy, but guess what though? Right now, we've been at this more an hour and a half, so we got bills to pay, and I got some stuff I got to goddamn you.
1 year, baby. Woo!
Wake up, I gotta go get it. Wake up, I gotta.